KVVT News 64, bringing the world closer to you with national news, all the latest sports, regional special reports, and the weather.
A new study indicates that older Americans should cut their sleeping pill doses in half. That study comes from the New England Journal of Medicine. It is the most commonly prescribed sleeping pill in America. In 1990, doctors wrote 8 million prescriptions for Halcyon. The New England Journal of Medicine study found higher concentrations of the drug in older patients.
So-called clearance of the drug is reduced. That means the capacity of the aging liver to remove the drug from the body is impaired simply as a consequence of aging. So this implies that at any given dose, the plasma level of the drug in an old person will be about twice as high as in a young person.
The study recommends that the average dose of Halcyon be cut in half for older patients. Otherwise, they will be more heavily sedated. That increases risk of falls and accidents. Higher doses of the drug can also cause memory loss.
I mean, for example, that if you wake up in the middle of the night and the drug effect is present, you may subsequently fail to remember what you did during the night.
Medical experts warn that older people should not rely heavily on sleeping pills anyway.
You need to use sleeping pills a day or two and then try to get along without them, and absolutely avoid chronic usage, which in fact can cause problems with sleeping.
Sleep experts say it is important to treat the underlying causes of sleep problems. People should carefully consider whether their sleep environment is the cause or whether they have an underlying medical problem which is causing sleep disruption. Well, you can chalk up another success for the Strategic Defense Initiative organization. SDI successfully completed the hover test of one of their rockets. Jackie Delgado reports on the lightweight exo-atmospheric projectile program.
Mission accomplished. The LEAP program will now rocket to new heights after successfully completing the ground tests at Phillips Lab at Edwards Air Force Base.
4, 3, 2, cameras on. 1, 0, plus 2, 3, and it explodes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
On August 22nd, the rocket proved it could be launched and intercept targets.
The goals of the Lightweight Exo-Atmospheric Projectile program is to go ahead and develop ultra-high performance lightweight technologies for projectiles, which are essentially the bullets that would be used to destroy incoming ballistic missile targets, whether they're strategic or tactical missile defense.
The rocket slams into ballistic missile targets and destroys them. The LEAP program has gone through some changes since its inception. The LEAP 1 rocket looks like this. It's about 6 feet long and doesn't quite have the capabilities that it does now. LEAP 2 is smaller and its capabilities are better. And LEAP 3 is even smaller and even better. SDI is scaling down. The size of their rocket, that is, now only slightly larger than a basketball, it easily fits inside your car. It's a small package with a big punch.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
The rocket stayed airborne for 17 seconds. And with this apparent success, the LEAP program will now undergo suborbital space tests in early 1992. At Edwards Air Force Base, Jackie Delgado, KVVT News 64.
Weather's up next. Tom Breitling has it, and he'll tell you what's going on, the highs and the lows, and everything else that's involved that you need to know. Stick around.
Our weather here on the high desert is going to remain basically the same as it has been, except for a slight warming trend through the Labor Day weekend. Opening up the KVVT News 64 Almanac, the high in Victorville today warmed up to 101 degrees after a nighttime low of 57. Today's skies were mostly clear with winds under 20 miles an hour. However, there was a bit of haze for most of the morning. Checking on the high desert forecast, desert skies will be clear tonight and most of Thursday with some clouds developing across the eastern Mojave in the afternoon. Looking at the temperatures, tonight will slide into the upper 50s to mid-60s. Tomorrow's highs will reach into the hundreds for most areas. Up in the mountains, you'll have clear skies tonight and most of tomorrow with clouds and wind developing late in the day. Resort lows this evening are expected to drop into the 40s with highs on Thursday in the low to mid-80s. For the over-the-hill gang, and by that I mean you commuters, it will be a day of morning low clouds and some fog, clearing by noon to hazy and mostly clear skies. Air pollution will reach unhealthful levels in the inland valleys, and the coast will be cool. Basin temperatures tonight will range in the 50s, with highs tomorrow reaching into the 80s and the 90s. You know that an increasing number of people are illiterate. You can help adult literacy here on the high desert and have some fun at the same time by attending Swing with Literacy. This is a dance and show being held by the Desert Adult Reading Experience and the Royal Joshua Court. The dance is at the Victorville Activity Center on Saturday, September 14th from 7 p.m. until midnight. Ticket prices are $5 pre-sale and $7 at the door per person. Tickets can be purchased at your local San Bernardino County Library, and all proceeds will be used to benefit the adult literacy program here on the high desert. Looking at the national weather picture, the Pacific Northwest will face a possibility of a few thunderstorms. Also, there will be some thunderstorms in the Rockies. Across the Midwest, you'll have muggy weather with a chance of lingering storms for today. And up in the New England area, there will be partly cloudy skies and a possibility of afternoon thunderstorms developing. Along the southeast coast and Gulf areas, it will be mostly clear, humid, and hot is the forecast. Terry Kurtz will be up next with all of the day's sports from Mavericks Stadium.
The High Desert Mavericks have wrapped up the championship. Now they are on the road. They start in Bakersfield tomorrow night in the first game of the postseason playoffs. Terry Kurtz with the Mavericks in Adelanto for KVVT Sports.
What Mavericks fans saw on Fan Appreciation Night, the season finale of regular season action at Mavericks Stadium, was so typical of how the champion Mavericks have played the entire year. They fell behind to the Palm Springs Angels, but California League most valuable player Matt Mieske hammers a hard single to right field, the base hit that gave him the batting title for 1991. Mieske, who led the batting race throughout the entire second half, finished at .341. Mark Geisig's hard double down the left field line sent Mieske scampering home and ignited the typical big inning that got the Mavs back in the game. Geisig, the designated hitter in the All-Star game, finished the year with a .315 average. Paul Gonzalez went the other way, also down the left field line, enabling Geisig to coast home and give the Mavericks a temporary 3-2 lead in the middle innings. Third baseman Gonzalez has been on a torrid hitting pace the entire second half of the season, and the come-from-behind efforts can only add to the team's momentum as they enter the playoffs Friday in Bakersfield. Brian Butch McEwen failed in the attempt to win his 13th, but the 23-year-old Wisconsin native did become the stalwart of the staff, leading the team in victories and strikeouts. The rotation for the championship series in Bakersfield has Scott Sanders and Tim Worrell scheduled to throw the first two games. The yellow flag went up the second game in a row, though, as relief pitcher Jay Estrada had a line drive glance off his ankle, leaving he and Steve Bethea questionable for the Bakersfield series. We go to the bottom of the 11th, and the home run heroics of Jay Gaynor. The score is tied at 4. The line drive shot leaves the yard, gives the Mavericks the 5-4 victory, and gives Gaynor 32 home runs, tops in minor league baseball, and 120 runs batted in. The 24-year-old slugging first sacker from Florida wins not only the home run title, but the RBI crown as well. Gaynor admitted he was going for the long ball.
Yeah, I hit it pretty good. I guess that's one of the only times this year where I was going up trying to hit a home run, and I actually did. But it barely cleared the fence, but it got the same effect, so.
Watch the effect of stop motion on Gaynor's home run swing. Manager Bruce Bochy thought it was important the team pack their bags with a win under their belt.
Was there an importance in tonight's game?
Well, I think there was. You know, we told the guys, Lonnie, myself, and Mark, hey, this time, to kick it back in gear and let's get some momentum going here for the playoffs and start playing some good hard ball. We had 2 good games there and good close ball games, which should help us here in the playoffs. So it's good to see them play with at least some intensity, even though, we won the thing and get ready for this playoff right now. These players are going to enjoy this time. This is what we look forward to in spring training. You work hard, you play 140 games, and hopefully you get to this point here. And this is what baseball's about. And it goes by so quick. So, we're all going to try to enjoy this, Terry.
Bakersfield enjoys the home field advantage for Friday and Saturday night games, but the Mavericks return home Sunday for the 3rd game of the Championship Series playoffs.
The Mavericks have their championship wrapped up for the Southern Section second half, but Major League teams are still very much in the race.
Tom Glavine's sparkling 4-hitter not only made him the first 17-game winner in Major League Baseball, but put the Atlanta Braves in sole possession of first in the National West. The Los Angeles Dodgers, alone in first from May 18th through August 27th, are now 1 full game out. Joe Paterno's 7th-ranked Penn State Nittany Lions put it to Georgia Tech, 34-22 in college football's kickoff classic. Preseason's #1 pick, Florida State, the Seminoles take on BYU tonight.
The Mavericks' bags are packed. They are on their way to Bakersfield, and they open the playoffs tomorrow night. From Maverick Stadium in Atlanta, Terry Kurtz, KVVT Sports.
Coming up next, teenage girls are doing it, and experts say more and more of them are getting involved. You better stick around to find out what it is. Stay tuned. 10 years ago, skin care was primarily a concern of older women. But today, teenagers are following the advice of dermatologists to begin preventive skin care at an early age.
Today, older women aren't the only ones concerned about skin care. Last year, teenagers spent $5.9 billion on beauty products. Many of these teens have realized the importance of caring for skin before damage is done. In fact, preventive skin care is this year's beauty catchphrase, as more and more sun protectants, cleansers, and moisturizers appealing to teens hit the stores.
The teenage years are the most formative ones for healthy skin. Believe it or not, much of the sun damage that we get is accrued before the age of 20. I advise my young patients to wear a moisturizer all year round, which incorporates a sun protection factor of at least a number 15. It's also a very transitional period for the skin, and the oil glands begin to act up like they haven't before. For this reason, many teenagers get acne problems, and a good effective cleansing regimen is very important for them.
15-year-old tennis champion Jennifer Capriati is a perfect example of an active teen concerned about her skin. She's currently working with Oil of Olay to help deliver the message that sun protection and skin care should begin at a young age.
I'm out there practicing all day and my skin gets dry, and that means I have to take care of it more. You're never too young to start taking care of your skin.
Many teen magazines have expanded their beauty pages in response to the growing interest in skin care.
Our readers no longer equate skin care with getting rid of a stray blemish. They realize that there's much more they can do to keep their skin looking great, and we've responded with more straight talk each month.
Experts offer this advice for teens developing a skincare routine. Wash your face twice a day, morning and evening. Look for a mild cleanser that is 100% soap and oil-free. Limit the use of exfoliants or scrubs to twice a month. For teens with oily skin, consider a mild, low-alcohol toner after cleansing. Finally, finish with a light, greaseless moisturizer that contains an SPF of at least 15 to leave your skin soft, smooth, and protected. The strongest argument for preventive skin care is its simplicity. A daily routine of mild cleansing and moisturizing with built-in sun protection can help teens put their best face forward. This is Marilyn Quinn reporting.
Well, you know, I think, Tom, the other important thing that young people need to learn is that the sun isn't the great God that everybody used to think it was, and you know, you're looking at possible skin cancer down the road. And if you don't watch out for that, and one thing that you do need to watch out for, coming up this Saturday, by the way, I understand, your new show.
Picking the Pros actually airs Saturday at 4:30 in the afternoon, and it's a football show, and I'll have 2 guests on every show, and we'll discuss the weekend's NFL football games.
Sounds like a good time. And take it from me, I watched part of the taping today. You will enjoy it. That's it for us. We got to go. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a good evening.